vengeance. Hey, what is up guys? It is Chris Weird 25 here, and today we're gonna be talking about Funko Pops. So as you guys may know, I collect Funko Pops as seen by my little wall right here. I got a few more above here that you guys don't see typically in videos, but I do collect them. So today I wanted to show you my Batman collection. Now even though I got these Funko Pops like a month ago, I am making a recording now because pretty soon me and Andy Solo 54, go ahead and follow her here, are gonna make the Batman review. The overall hype of the Batman and the movie was like over a month ago, but due to some time constraints and scheduling issues, we had to do it a bit late. But that should not take away from both our experience and our overall review, which I'm really excited for. Similarly, because I want to put them in the background, so that way when we do record the video, it's right there, so it matches in theme for the Batman. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and showcase them. The first one I got here is the regular Batman Funko Pop. Now, this guy is the most basic one out of every single Batman figurine. It's just him with the mask and having the fighting pose. Nothing too crazy going on with him. His design is very beautiful. I gotta say, I really love how they're able to encapsulate every single little detail, and how tactical the suit looks, and how the yellow lining on his boots, even though that really wasn't something that I was showcasing in the film, I still love the way it looked. I love the details of the mask, the way you see the sewing lines and all that stuff looks fantastic. So that's the first one I've got here. The second one we got here is another Batman figurine. He's also another standard basic one, but this one is a little bit different. So this guy showcases that he has these two little hooks that are aiming at something, and it also looks like he's a bit of a fighting situation. Now, I think I can understand what's the reason behind this, but it's going to be a little bit of a spoiler. So I'm going to put a watermark somewhere right here to skip towards if you guys don't want to hear anything about spoilers. Okay, so here are my thoughts. So my reason as to why it looks like that is because at the end of the film, when Batman is fighting off against all the Riddlers, he pulled out two grappling hooks from the underside of his arm, and they shot up and they got to his hands, and he had like two of them. He used both of them to grab the Riddlers and pull them down, and hitting their head on the ground. I think the creators of this Funko Pop were thinking that the grappling hook wasn't on the underside, it was on the top side. So they used that and thought that one of the little lines on his arm were actually grappling hooks that he used. But in the movie, he used actual grapple guns. I would say this is a little bit incorrect, but at the same time, I'm not too sure. Because I'm certain he used grapple guns, not the little things that he had on his on the top of his wrist. But even still, he's still a cool Funko Pop, and I like how he's designed. He's been more of a fighting pose, and I think it was supposed to emulate that scene in the movie. So even still, it's still pretty cool looking, and I like it. Next up, we have one of the bit more exclusive ones. He's not one of the harder ones to find, but he is a bit more rare in a sense. Right here, we have Bruce Wayne. Now, Bruce Wayne is a Target exclusive Funko Pop. So there's nothing crazy going on with him. It's just him in a standard suit and coat with his hair combed over, and he looks exactly the same way he does in a film. It really encapsulates Robert Pattinson's look. Like, it looks exactly like him. It's so adorable. This is pulling from the scene where he went to the funeral for the mayor. He's wearing that jacket and suit and all that good stuff. So overall, nothing too crazy with this guy, but I really like the design and it looks very cool. Next up, we're going to talk about one of the bad guys. So right here is Oswald Cobblepot. Now, Oswald Cobblepot is obviously the Penguin. Once again, not too much of a crazy design, but it does encapsulate his whole look very well. It's very well done. You have all the his wrinkles on the top of his forehead, to the little scratch he has on the side of his face. His receding hairline is also very well done. I did not mean that. His receding hairline is pretty good. They also added a ring on the side where he's holding his umbrella, which is actually amazing. So overall, pretty cool design. Next up, we're going to talk about Selena Kyle, also known as the Catwoman. So here she is. There's nothing too crazy going on with her. Her suit and overall design is done pretty well, and the way they captured her slim figure as well is pretty amazing. Most of the other pop figures are a bit bigger because they have a pretty standard type of body, but they encapsulate Catwoman's slim figure really well. They got her like suit design really great with such small fine detail. They have her standing in a basic pose, nothing too crazy. They have her whiplash on the side of her hand, and also she's wearing her mask. And they added the texture to her mask. It looks pretty great. And obviously we have the little pointing stuff on the sides, which are her cat ears. I'm taking a small intervention right now to showcase about the Catwoman pop figure. So as I mentioned earlier, she is quite slim, like I mentioned. I thought she would have this issue since she is slim, that her head would be would have more weight and wouldn't be able to balance it. So she's already leaning back. But what I found that inside the packaging for her is that she actually comes with a stand. Alright, so here she is on her stand. It's actually been a while since I've seen a pop figure stand, and this is actually really like hard to tell because it's clear and it's very thin as well, but I gotta say, pretty nice. So overall, solid design to this one. There's nothing too crazy going on, but pretty good. And lastly, we have the Riddler. So here he is. The Riddler, I gotta say, is probably my favorite amongst all of them. As much as I love the Batman pop figures and Selena Kyle and Cobblepot, the Riddler is definitely the most unique of the whole bunch. Since he has a lot going on, he is very interesting. So he has obviously his mask that he wears throughout the film. Actually, I haven't opened this guy up, so let me open him up because he looks a bit more interesting and it's hard to see throughout the entire case what he has going on underneath, So I actually haven't pulled him out, and this is the first time I actually pulled out any of the Batman figures. I haven't pulled any of one of them out. You can see his design is really fantastic. So starting off from the bottom, you see he has his little boots on, and it looks like he has the steel toe, and the fact that they even did the shoelaces, like the way they did that is incredible. His big large baggy pants is also really nice. We obviously see on his torso the big jacket that he wears throughout the entire film, and that he has a little question mark on there, and also he carries around his duct tape, which is something he uses often throughout the film, and it's actually showcasing one of the scenes where he pulled it out, taped up one of his victims. On his head is actually the most interesting out of the whole thing. So as we see in the front, he's wearing his little mask that he wore throughout the film. On top of that, he's wearing clear glasses, and this is actually done really well. The little front of the breathing holes in the front looks also amazing, and the way it crinkles all around his face is incredible. As we turn around, you can see how the mask fits, and it looks exactly as it does in the film. And you actually see the little plastic bit he puts on his forehead and the back of his head. The creators of this Funko Pop, they actually did like a little plastic design. There's actually a little plastic thing on top of it, so it feels very smooth. Overall, the way they did the crinkles on this guy too, it looks amazing. I can't wait to have all these guys have in the background and be there for the Batman review. So that's going to be very exciting. So stay tuned and subscribe for that whenever that video comes around. So let's go ahead and pull up some of the website. So here I have pulled up from comicbook.com talking about all the figurines that have actually released for the Batman. So right here we can see that we have the two Batman figurines, which I already showcased you guys. One in his fighting pose, one in his with his gauntlet out, using those little hook things. Right next to it we have Catwoman. So we have the one that I showcased you guys, but we also have her chaser. Her chaser is basically nothing too different. It's just her without her mask. Down here we have Cobblepot. Cobblepot is nothing too crazy either. His chaser is just him without his jacket and his blazer. And there's nothing for the Riddler. It's just the one over here. Down here we see that some of the keychain ones, the variation for them. And below that we have two other different models. So these two guys are basically the car models. So We have Selena Kyle on her motorcycle, and see she has her helmet on and everything. Right next to her is Batman in his Batmobile, which looks super funny and adorable. He looks like one of those little kids in those like battery powered like cars and things like that when you used to have when you were like a little. So it looks really funny. Obviously they did this design probably just to, you know, obviously have Batman there and showcase that he's in the vehicle, but even so it looks pretty funny. So here we have some of the more rare / exclusive type of variation. So I already showcased you guys the Bruce Wayne Funko Pop that I own, but we also have a couple other variations. So Hot Topic has an exclusive one where it's Batman, but he's all like scratched and beaten up around the end of the movie. So we see that he has dirt covering out his whole suit, his cape. We see scratches on his mask and things like that, but it's nothing too crazy. It's just a variation of the first Funko Pop. It's nothing too crazy. It's just a variation of the first Batman Funko Pop, just a bit more scratched up. Below that, we have the Funko.com exclusive, which is him in a flying jumpsuit that he used in the movie. Also seen in some trailers as well. You can see the design looks really incredible, and it just matches like exactly as it does in the film. The most rare one of this whole selection is the Pop in the Box exclusive. Now this one is basically Batman when he took off his mask and he has all of the black makeup surrounding his eyes. So this encapsulates that almost perfectly. You see he's in the position where he's holding the mask right in front of him, and you see that his hair's all sweaty and it's drooping down his face, plus with the all black makeup surrounding his eyes. This one is something that I actually do want in my collection because the way it looks is absolutely beautiful. One other variation they had is the Funko Jumbo, which is basically the 10-inch version of the Batman figurine. I didn't really get that because I'm not really a big fan of the big guys. You know, I'm more a fan of these, you know, much more little ones. So here I pulled up a different website, and it didn't showcase it on the other website, but here it is. So there's another version out there. This is a Walmart exclusive one. Includes basically all the characters, all the base characters. We have the Riddler, Batman, Selena Kyle, and Oswald Cobblepot. You can see they're all in their regular design. There's no exclusive or anything in there. Alright, so that's mostly everything that I wanted to talk about. So that's basically all the ones I have thus far. I'm really excited to have them in my collection. And also, I really love their design. Each of them respectively look absolutely amazing. And I also need to update the Funko app to add these guys to my collection. So before I go, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a quick little pan of the Batman added to my collection. So that's what it's going to look like on my shelf over here. So it'll look absolutely mint. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Ha 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 ha.